The heartbeat of competition, the drama of the moment. This is NASCAR on Mick Blam Racing.
This is the NASCAR Thunder countdown to green as we get set to go racing. Today, the reconfigured Homestead Miami Speedway plays host to the 2006 NASCAR Winston Cup season finale. It's a day where one era of racing will end, and hopefully another will take its place. With the championship wrapped up several races ago, the main goal here is to win. Bragging rights have always been a staple in the main series, and today is no different. It's the final appointment on the calendar in a season packed with emotion and excitement. The grip on the steering wheel, the foot on the throttle, and the desire to get the 2006 NASCAR Winston Cup Series underway as we come off turn 4 and face the start-finish line.
This is going to be, we ended the year with so much excitement last year. But folks, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get up on your feet. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
And we have successfully done it. A three-peat at Daytona. We're still side by side, dead even. We're down on the apron of the racetrack. We come up to crowd them side by side as we come to the line. We're gonna hang on and win our first career victory at California Speedway. Off turn 4 for the final time, and for the first time ever in video game history, we score a victory at Martinsville Speedway. Purvis doesn't have a shot. We come off turn 4. We take our first career victory at Bristol Motor Speedway. So many years of frustration, and we're coming off of turn 4 for the final time. And for the first time in NASCAR history, we win at Dover. It has happened. The monster has finally been defeated. The No Bull 5 contender, the current king of restrictor plate racing, we will come down and take our 7th career victory at Talladega. At the track that cost us the championship, we are going to clinch the NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship here at Atlanta. You got it, buddy. You got it. You got it. Good afternoon, race fans. I'm Mikey McBlam, your commentator and driver of the number 83 MB&A Chevrolet for Team KAOS Racing, welcoming you to a special live broadcast of the Homestead 400 here in Miami. It's an emotional day, with today being the last race of the season as well as the finale of the career mode as a whole, but we have to set all that aside for right now because we have a race to go win. So without further ado, for the final time, let's go trackside.
Here's the starting lineup. The 83 car, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will be starting for the pole. In the second row are the Team Rusty Ford and the Kodak Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 3 are the Citgo Ford and the Dodge dealers UAW Dodge. The fourth row has the Home Depot Pontiac and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 5 will be the Interstate Batteries Pontiac and the Sprint Dodge. In row 6 we have the Dale Jr. Chevrolet and the Haviland Ford. Starting from row 7 will be the Kellogg Chevrolet and the 46 car. In the 8th row are the Motorcraft Ford and the 30 car. In the 9th row, we have the 6 car and the Ganassi Racing Dodge. In the 10th row are the UPS Ford and the 63 car. Starting the race from row 11 are the 103 car and the Rubbermaid Ford. The 12th row has the 127 car and the DuPont Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 13 will be the Altel Ford and the Target Dodge. In row 14, we have the Lowe's Chevrolet and the 125 car. Starting from row 15 will be the 9 car and the 111 car. In the 16th row are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the Tide Ford. In the 17th row are the 26 car and the DeWalt Power Tools Ford. In the 18th row are the GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet and the Valvoline Pontiac. Starting the race from row 19 are the Caterpillar Dodge and the Square D Chevrolet. The 20th row has the M&M's Pontiac and the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 21 will be the 27 car and the 16 car. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the 25 car.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the starting lineup for the field. It's given by MRN, the voice of NASCAR, Joe Moore and Barney Hall. Voices that are missed and will continue to be missed and will be missed when this season is over. But today, we have the Mike and Mike show once again on the front row. Today we're running a little bit reminiscent paint scheme. Nothing we've never run before, but a lot of you haven't seen this paint scheme before. This is very reminiscent of our Craftsman paint scheme, and we had that sponsor very early on in our career. But I'm a little bit concerned about that 28 car. He's got track position today, so we're going to have to see what we can do to hold him off and try to win us one more race to end out this season. For the final time, green flag is in the air. We're racing here at Homestead. Pretty good jump on the start there. Got out ahead of Mike Brown very, very quickly. He's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. Is he going to get the run going into turn number 3? No, he can't. He falls in line, makes a move to the outside now. Here comes Rusty Wallace challenging. We're sliding right up off of turn number 4. We're going to lead lap number 1 here at Homestead. Trying to be as cautious as I can. Car got a little bit snug. Oh, got a lot snug as it just went right up the racetrack. Contact with Rusty Wallace. We're 3 wide down the backstretch for second place. Jeff Burton out in front. Oh, big contact from the 98 of Mike Brown. We got the bump and run up the racetrack. We keep it straight somehow. Wasn't necessarily all of his fault. I did get loose in front of him, and there was really nothing I could do there. And he just got up into me, and that pushed me farther up the racetrack. But we picked up 3 spots almost immediately as we get to the inside of Rusty Wallace. Now to the inside of Jeff Purvis. What a run for the 4 car. 4 car had some really good runs earlier on in the season. Kind of been faltering here lately, but now running really well here at Homestead. Tony Stewart now taking over the race lead. Now battling with Jeff Burton. They're still going to battle side by side. I think Tony's going to clear him as he goes into turn number 2. He will clear him. We're going to tuck in right behind. Ooh, man, I got really tight there off the corner. Tuck in right behind Jeff Burton. Now looking to the inside of Jeff Burton. Going to challenge for the second position. Jeff Burton really throws it in there. But we managed to clear him coming off of turn number 4. Now our sights are set on Tony the Tiger here. If we can get to his inside in turn number 1. Into turn 2, side by side. He's going to have the run on the high side. Oh, but we do have a good run. Oh, slight contact down the back stretch. Didn't mean to do that. And I just can't get it slowed down. It seems like I got to have somebody in front of me for me to be able to get it slowed down, but it just didn't turn there. So we lose the lead once again. Ooh, slight contact with the wall. Little kiss there. Somehow we kept up a whole lot of momentum there as we go side by side with Tony Stewart. Jeff Burton looking all the way down on the apron there to try to make the pass. Tried to go 3 wide there. Didn't quite have the momentum as we take over the race lead once more. And wow, big old move by Tony Stewart, powering around the outside. Smoker down below, that appears to be Jeremy Mayfield, so Heartbreak about to come down pit road. Oh, slight contact. I was looking in the mirror. Wasn't looking where I was going. Was checking the mirror to make sure that he had come down pit road. I didn't want any real issues to be showing up here at the beginning of the race. Look at the run by Tony Stewart on the outside. He just motored it around there in the corner. Oh, big contact into turn number 3. Fighting for the same spot on the racetrack, unfortunately, but here comes Dale Jr. Jr., I believe, started just outside of the top 10. He's now up here challenging for the lead as Tony Stewart and I are battling side by side off turn number 2. We're almost 2 by 2 back here. Jeff Burton in the mix. Here comes Bobby Labonte. Oh, a big dive bomb by Dale Jr. there. He had to get on the brakes just so he didn't run me over there. Yeah, these guys are driving it in a whole lot deeper than I am. I mean, they're driving it in about as deep as I used to drive it in here at Homestead. But they are just driving it in really hard, and they just got so much momentum on the outside. Look at Tony Stewart just fighting, man. He's not giving it up. Which, I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even mad at it. Here comes Dale Jr. to the bottom. He's looking. I probably could have protected that position a little bit more, but Tony Stewart kind of slowed us up there. We give Tony Stewart a shove out front. That helps us clear Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. now going to try the high side, which seems to be working really well for Tony Stewart. Will it work well for that 8 car? We'll just have to see. Didn't seem to do much for him in that corner. We seem to be wearing the left front tire. Now the right front's starting to wear. We are tight. We are really battling a tight situation right now. Situation that I didn't really have to battle in practice. I wasn't really fighting it in practice, but then again, when you're in practice, obviously you're on the track by yourself. Ooh, a little bit swirly going into 1 that time. That's okay. We do manage to keep Tony Stewart behind us, but over here comes Dale Jr., who gets into our left rear. He backed off, thought better of it. Had this have been one of those future games like Thunder 04, and future games is relative, right? Had this have been one of those games, okay, Tony, car low, buddy. You got to go up to the wall. Come on now. He'd been really good about that beforehand. I'm not sure why he didn't go up there this time. Yeah, future being relative, obviously, but Thunder 04, that would have just been, like, Junior would have just spun me out there. They give you a little bit more respect here in this game. Oh, man, still having contact with Tony Stewart. We are banging the heck out of his... Oh, man, big dive bomb there. Yeah, we're slamming the heck out of his door right now as Bobby Labonte is coming down pit road. A few other takers have already come down. We are leading laps here pretty consistently. They're just throwing it in the corner so hard. I mean, if I get a good enough run outside of on the corner, I would do fine. But I'm going to go ahead and bring it down this time, which means I'm going to have to let Dale Earnhardt Jr. go here. Okay. Junior just finds a fifth gear on the apron there. I noticed that they were doing that last year as well. Like they get some type of speed boost when they go down there to the access road. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it up. Not make any other changes though, but we need to loosen this car up. It's snug. It's snug, and like as the race goes on, it just gets more and more tight. So we're going to hope for a clean pit stop here. Right side all beat to heck, but you know what the saying is? The saying is if your tire marks are on the right side, you're passing people's. Good job. If they're on the left side, that means you're getting passed. Tony Stewart has a lot on this left side. Oh no! Wow. Okay, that's the first error that they have made in a long time, and we have lost quite a bit of time because of that. Now, I don't recall that happening last year, but the 2004 season, that also happened. After not having a pit road error for quite some time, they made one at Homestead. And unfortunately, it turned the top 10 finish, which would have been great, into a 21st place finish. So it was really rough. So it wasn't just... Oh, come on, Amy. It wasn't just the holdup on pit road. It wasn't just the mistake there. It was also, I got held up waiting for some cars to come out of pit road. So we're in a little bit better spot here. As in we're already up into 21st. Oh, man. John is just slow for whatever reason. I don't know why. He's usually pretty decent here at Homestead. But Jeff Burton is back here now. I'm curious, has he already... come down pit road? I don't think so. He's really slow. So he must be on older tires, I would think anyway. Yeah. Jeff Burton is the leader currently. And I just passed him. So yeah, he's on older tires. So we just kind of blew by him. That also makes sense as to why the 24 was slow. We're reining in these guys up here. Looks like Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson. This, of course, IRL would be... I overdrove that. That's my fault. This, of course, IRL would be Jimmy Johnson's first championship year. Ooh. They're not looking too good right now, but... Jimmy just hasn't been as solid as he would be, IRL, obviously. But, it's not that he's running bad. He's still kind of... he's still kind of running his rookie speed here as we're trying to get around Mike Brown. I don't know if this is for... Okay, I know that was for position. I'm kind of curious as to where we are virtually on the track right now. And, of course, we have Kevin Harvick right in here in front of us. I'm not going to do anything. Looks like he's already been having a tough go at it. As of right now, anyway. He's already been having some trouble. Tire marks all over that race car right now, so it's just not worth it. I know I owe him. I've owed him for quite some time now. But at this point, it's just not worth it. I definitely don't want to bring out a caution. I mean, a caution might help, to be fair. A caution might help, but I want as many laps as I can to make sure that I can at least try to hunt these guys down. So, P10, not bad. Not bad. We probably cycled out more close to like P13 or something like that after the mistake on pit road. Which, I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. Could have been a whole lot worse. These guys are really spread out, which is helping out a great deal. We're going to get around the 40 car, Sterling Marlin, for P9. Now, sights set on the number 2 of Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace was challenging for the lead earlier on in this season. He just lets us go, which, not mad about it. Thank you, Rusty. And looks like he tried to take a peek down there, but didn't quite have the momentum to. So we're catching up to Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd's going to make a move on Jeff Purvis. Jeff Purvis shuts the door on him. That's going to let me get to the inside of the 28 car, who did not pick up as many positions as I thought he would. He did not pick up as many as I thought he would. I honestly thought he would be doing better, but here he comes. He's going to follow us right on through here. So we're going to catch up to Bobby Labonte now. Get the draft off the 18 car, go to the inside. Still battling side by side with the 18, and we clear him coming off of turn number 4. Coming to the line, it'll be 5 laps to go. Looking to the inside of Dale Jarrett. No surprise to see him up here. I think he moved up quite a few spots. He started to the inside of Amy Hicks, so he started 19th. So he's moved up quite a few spots, all the way up into the top 5. Inside of Mark Martin. Trying to get around him for 3rd. We still have Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. to get around. 4 laps to go here in the race. 2 seconds off the leader. Trying to work our way around Tony Stewart. Car is starting to tighten up just a little bit. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult. We clear Tony off of turn number 2. Here we go into turn number 3. Trying to catch Dale Jr. now. It's going to be 3 laps to go when we come to the line. Do we have enough? Is there enough time to catch the 8 car? This is a battle of champions right now. Previous season's champion, Dale Earnhardt Jr. out front. Current season champion, myself running in 2nd. Can we catch him? This isn't for points. This is just strictly for bragging rights at this point. 2 to go when we come to the line. Oh, big run. Big draft on Dale Earnhardt Jr. We look to the inside. He shuts the door. Right on the bumper of the 8 car. We make a move to the inside. Side by side. Down the back straightaway. We bump down the back. Clear. Into turn number 3. Junior fights back on the outside. Here we come to the line. 1 more lap to go. Final lap of the race. Final lap of the 2006 season. Leading the most laps of the race, not at all on our mind, as Junior powers around the outside in turn number 2. We're side by side down the back straightaway. We clear him. Can we hold him off for 2 more corners? Here we go. The bump from the back from Junior. He tried to get us up the racetrack. He's successful. Here he comes to the inside. We rub down the front stretch to the line. We win the Homestead 400.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
What a race. What a race between champions. That was a heck of a race. That was a heck of a race. Shout out to Dale Earnhardt Jr. there. He put up one heck of a fight, man. I knew he had the car to beat. When he came, I'm pretty sure he started outside of the top 10. But I knew he had the car to beat. And I was a little bit concerned, but we had the long run speed on the older tires. And it just worked out for us. It just worked out for us in the end. Robidoux Racing all the way to the line. That's how we end the season right there. That is how we end the season with the Polish victory lap. But I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. We got a little bit of Polish for that, for the fans, of course, but I don't think that's it. Because it would not be fair if we did not burn it down 1 final time this season. Oh, we missed the line. Got to back it up. We're going to burn it down one more time this season, because that is our Sunoco race winning moment.
Let's go.
It was all green flag racing in this one.
You know, that's pretty amazing. It says a lot about the quality and true talent of these NASCAR Winston Cup drivers.
The MB&A car doesn't look any different than when he started this race.
And that'll be a relief on the old wallet, too. Costs big money to keep these NASCAR Winston Cup cars in tip-top shape week in and week out. When you don't damage them on race day, helps save a lot of time and a lot of money.
We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing on MRN, the voice of NASCAR.
Alright guys, so here are the race results for the Homestead 400 here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We got it yet again. Win number 2 at Homestead. Didn't matter a whole lot for the season, but I definitely wanted to win here again. I thoroughly enjoy Homestead. I enjoy it so much. It's such a great and fun racetrack to go to. I really enjoy Homestead. Still wish it was the finale, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But we win here at Homestead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes in second, a hard-fought second, nonetheless. Very hard-fought second for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tony Stewart comes in third. Ricky Rudd, who finally had some decent track position, comes in fourth. And then you got Mr. OP himself moving up from 19th to finish in the top 5, Dale Jarrett. We had Mark Martin in 6th. Funny, because he's the number 6. Jeff Purvis, how about this 4 car? How about this 4 car up here in the front? I mean, you don't see him a whole lot up here. He's been up front in the earlier part of the season, especially at the short tracks, but he just kind of fell back to his normal, I guess, running, position, and so it was nice to see him up front today. So he had a really good run to finish in the top 10, finishing 7th for the number 4 car of Jeff Purvis. 8th is Rusty Wallace. 9th is Bobby Labonte, who had himself a decent run, and then rounding out the top 10, my gosh, is Kevin Harvick. That's got to be mover of the day. That's 25 spots. That's got to be mover of the day. But anyway, here is the rest of the field where you can pick out your favorite driver. Winner's purse of $319,000. I'll take all of that. No cautions, 9 lead changes. My gosh. The time of race about 16:08. Average speed of about 145 miles per hour, and the margin of victory just over a 1/10 of a second. Like I said, he was right there. It was a pretty hard fought battle there. We have Jeremy Mayfield. We saw that car. He went out of the race on lap 6, blown engine. Chad Chaffin is the last car that finished. Everybody finished on the lead lap. No lap cars to deal with here. Let's see. We have Joe Moore, who was in the race. Barney Hall. I still don't know why they call him. I guess at some point this was supposed to be the 125 car, and somebody just didn't get the memo or something like that, and they changed it to 121, or it was 121 originally. They were supposed to change to 125, and it never got changed. Who knows? But I don't know why they refer to it as the 125 car. But going to check on the proteges, because it was a Mike and Mike show in the front row. Okay, Amy Hicks finished in 20th position, started 20th, finished 20th. Didn't really move up a whole lot. Not unlike the Dale Jarrett. I mean, not unlike, but unlike Dale Jarrett. You moved up, you know, a bunch of spots or whatever because he started on the inside of Amy Hicks. So she wasn't able to really capitalize here. Mike Brown, though, man, what happened? What happened? I thought he was up, like, when I passed him, I thought he was up, you know, close to the top 10, but I guess not, man. What? I don't know what happened. Maybe it was like pit road issues or something like that got him stuck back there or whatever, but man, that was just tough break. A real tough break for Mike Brown.
Awesome job. You've got yourself a championship. Congratulations. But you still got a long way to go if you want to catch me. See you out on the track next season. Good luck.
Wow.
Jeff, I appreciate it, Jeff. You were tired though, buddy. But yeah, I do have a long way to go. I do have a long way to go with 4 championships to catch up to. But we did it, man. We did it. I've never seen, like, I mean, I think I've seen it, but I don't remember seeing it. Because, like, you know, you had What If Racing. He did this series, won himself a championship in career mode. He did it in 4 seasons. This is our 5th. So we did it, though. We did it. I don't remember seeing that. I swear I don't remember seeing Jeff Gordon come out and give the congratulations. But yes, we have unlocked the new Thunder plate. 1 championship. We finally did it, guys. Finally did it. Let's see if anything else was unlocked. No. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the stats, and we go ahead and save it. But we did it. We have finally done it. We did it. We did it. Finally finished it out. Finally finished it out. Thanks everyone for showing up. Thank you, JC. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Let's see. You don't need it in this scenario, that's for sure. I saw it with What If and Real Radman. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if Real Radman had actually finished the series. I only wanted to just kind of see his rookie season to see how much he would struggle. But yeah, I didn't remember with What If because like it was so long ago. Like I just didn't remember seeing it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Jeff Gordon. Anyway, and this is actually me now. This is live Mikey. This is live Mikey. This is no longer pre-recorded stuff or anything like that. I had to do it that way. I don't know if you had seen the Phoenix video, but like one of the things like I have to deal with the PlayStation 2 is I have the old Elgato HD, not the HD 60, like the old Elgato HD, and there's like a 1.5 second delay in terms of what happens on the screen and what happens like in the Elgato software. So what I was having to do was basically just pre-record a lot of stuff and try to get it done that way, and then I can go through the stats here. So it might be a little bit wonky here, you know, like you might hear me refer to something before you see me scroll to something. I'll try to slow down my speech and everything. I'll try to slow down and make sure that it kind of lines up, but I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I know that there is a cup race at Phoenix, you know, championship 4 and all that kind of stuff. I'm not watching it. I don't care to, but I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I know that's happening, so I'm going to try to just go through this and finish up. I got cold in case I am still wearing the same shirt, like all that stuff. Like when you saw me come up earlier, that was me live. I just got cold during the pre-recorded stuff, so I'm like, all right, I have to put clothes on, so it wasn't fun. Anyway, let's jump over here. All right. It was all an illusion. It was never me the whole time. It was all an illusion. Anyway, let's go to the stats and info. Let's check out the standings. There is, man, 876 points. That's That's blowing it out the water right there. That's blowing it out the water right there. So I don't want to watch people get a chip. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Like, I haven't really, like, usually, like, up until last year, I would say, like, from 2016 on, I would just kind of, like, tune in for the last few laps just to see who won. But I think up until last year, I didn't do that anymore. I just really, really don't care. I just really, really don't care. But, man, 876 points. That's a heck of a season. That's a heck of a season, man. Like, that's just... That's destroying the field right there. That is just absolutely destroying the field. And being honest, like, I knew this would happen. John and I had talk. We had talk. That the English, right? We had a talk about this, and I was really hesitant to do a season 5. I was really hesitant to do it, just because even though, like, I didn't win the championship last season, it was still probably the best points race that I've ever been a part of, ever. You know, it was so close. It was so down to the freaking wire. Like Junior won by a couple of positions. Like, a couple of positions separated us, you know, like, and man, and we just went on a tear. We won, like, the last, I don't know, 10 out of 12 races or something like that. We were just on an absolute tear, and I just knew I couldn't replicate that. I was pulling, like, the ultimate Alec Kawicki comeback, and I just couldn't do it. But we were just on an absolute tear, and I was hesitant to do it another season because, like, that just can't be replicated. You know, like, that's how sports works and everything. Still have a long way to catch up. yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But in this world, that 24 is John. That's John Wolf, and in this particular world. So that's technically not Jeff Gordon in this lore. So he's been retired, and, like, he gave it up to John. But he's still Jeff still has 4 championships, regardless of, like, the retirement or not. But yeah, like, I just knew I couldn't replicate the excitement and everything that led into like the points battle last season. And I knew I'd pull away. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I knew I would just dominate. Now, granted, had some really, really good races here. Really, really good races. But, you know, just the consistency that I had, and we'll go through the stats and stuff like this, the consistency that I had this year was just ridiculous. And there was no catching me. And I was worried that it might be boring, but I think the races themselves kind of made up for it. But the points battle was really, like, once I started, like, getting top 5s almost every single race, top 3s, and winning a lot of them, it just, you know, it was a done deal. It was a done deal. But anyway, we have Dale Jarrett, who finished in 4th. Now, he was, I think, in 2nd for a while, but I've noticed the past couple of seasons that he's actually been faltering towards the end of the season. Like, he'll just be absolutely amazing because he's Dale Jarrett, and this is this game. He'll be absolutely amazing, but go to see the job. You know what? I should have had him do that. I should have had him do one. I should have asked him to do one. You know, like, that would have been cool. I should have asked him to do one, just like I did for the Heat 4 video. I should have asked him to do one, but that would have been funny. But yeah, I just noticed, like, the past few seasons, like, he's great, and then he falters towards, like, the latter half of the season. So, which is, I mean, that's realistic to a certain degree, more so than it has been for him, because you'll see when I go through the stats, because he's just been absolutely, I don't understand why he's not on the cover of the game. They made him the best driver. I don't understand why he's not on the cover of the game. But anyway, let's check out our proteges that we always check out. Jimmy Johnson finished 11th. Like I said, he always just kind of runs his rookie year speed. Even though I think he was actually better in his rookie year than what the game gives him. But we have Mike Brown. Mike Brown in the 98 finished 17th. Amy Hickson 18th. Okay, so that's pretty much where I thought they were going to finish, especially after the last race at Phoenix. That's pretty much where I thought they were going to finish. Mike Brown has had some amazing starting positions. He's had some really, really good starting positions. Amy Hicks, not so much, but she's gotten herself up there and actually contended quite a few times. She got her first win. Mike Brown, if I were doing another season, I can actually see him getting his first win. Well, maybe if I don't upgrade any, if I were to not upgrade anymore, I could see him getting his first win. You know, if we were going to do the 2007 season, but. Unfortunately, but we do have Jeff Purvis. This might be his best season. I need to go and look at his stats, so keep that in the back of your mind in case I forget. But Jeff Purvis has had a really good start to the season. He kind of fell off a little bit, kind of went back to normal, and then, you know, for the past couple of races, I think he's actually been picking it up. So that's cool. Like you said, JC, he's putting Morgan McClure back on the map here. So let's go and we will check out the award. We'll check out the driver stats in just a little bit, but we have the awards for the week. Myself, pole award, no surprise there. Front runner, led the most laps of the race, didn't really matter a whole lot. You got some money for it, so that's great. All charged up goes to Kevin Harvick, as I said earlier. I was pretty sure he picked up 25 spots, I think, or is it 15 spots? He picked up a lot. He picked up quite a bit. John got the fastest pace of the race, which was surprising given how slow he was actually running. But I wasn't there around. He wasn't driving around me for me to see. So he's usually good at Homestead. So it is what it is. Scott Sullivan, rookie of the race, and the most cited pass of the race goes to Mark Martin. I beg to differ. I mean, you saw the passes that were going on between me and Junior. I'm sorry, but I just beg to differ. I think a pass with 2 laps to go, you know, and rubbing and racing back to the line, I think that's a little bit more exciting than, you know, a pass for 10th place. But it's not me. I'm not the one who decides these things. So, rookie of the year, Ricky Wawak got rookie of the year, followed by Winston Kelly. My money was on Winston Kelly, but he just didn't show up in enough races. It is what it is. He just didn't show up in enough races. Mark Jacobs finishes 3rd. You got Joe Moore, Jarvis, Pete Cook. Unfortunately, the ladies kind of got kicked out. They just haven't, like I said, been showing up for races. Cheryl King and Audrey Smith both got knocked out outside of the top 5. They were up here. They were actually leading the Rookie of the Year for a while, but Ricky just showed up more, and he finished better in quite a few races. So it is what it is. So Ray Best's Rookie of the Year goes to Ricky Wawak. We got another pole on the season. I would have liked to have finished out with 24, but even when I was kind of lollygagging on the laps, I was still like a second faster than everybody here. Kurt Busch got him a couple. Steve Park got him a couple. John got him 1. Sterling, Matt, Rusty. All these guys got themselves a pole. I think Elliott Sadler got one at Sonoma. Sears Point, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like I think that was Sonoma where he got that pole. If not Watkins Glen, it was one of the road courses if I remember correctly. Jeff Purvis, that was either Bristol or Martinsville that he got the pole there. I want to say it was Martinsville, but I'm not 100%. Not 100%. Then Amy Hicks got a pole. Rusty Wallace, I think, was Bristol. I'm not sure about Matt Kenseth and the rest of these guys, but anyway, moving on. We should have gotten way more jackpot 5s. Like, there was no beating, look, just being real, there was no beating Dale Jarrett at Las Vegas. There was just no beating him. No matter, that was the best car, the fastest car I've ever had at Las Vegas, and I couldn't catch him. He was pulling away every single lap. I could not catch him, no matter what I did. And it was one of the most frustrating things I had to deal with, but I just couldn't catch him. So unfortunately, we didn't do so well at the Coca-Cola 600. So I was hoping we'd be better there, but I don't think the low downforce setup works after your car is upgraded to a certain point. I think the low downforce setup works when you have crap equipment. Up to a certain point, like I said, up to a certain point, I don't think it works very well at the 1.5 miles anymore. So that really hurt us there, and we had a pretty poor finish, which led to us not being eligible at Daytona. But we got Richmond and Talladega, which is nice, but I would have rather, gotten more jackpot 5s. I would rather have swept the whole thing, but that is what it is. Manufacturer Championship, Chevy just ran away with it. Over Ford, Pontiac in 3rd, and then Dodge in 4th. And then we have the lap champion. Who else was it going to be? 386 laps led on the season. And let's be real, not all of those were easy. Daytona, Talladega, Richmond, and Phoenix. Those tracks I would probably say like were the easiest laps led. Every other track was an absolute struggle. And it was just, we're like still clawing tooth and nail to try to stay up there with some of these guys, because they qualify 2 seconds slower than you, but that doesn't seem to matter a whole lot. Let's see, we have Ryan Newman with 95, Dale Jarrett with 92. That's a pretty low number for him, but you know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with 60, Marlon with 80, and John 56. Some of these guys got some really low numbers, lower than I would expect them to have. But Ryan Newman, you know, leading some laps here, so that's interesting. What about the IRL champ, Jimmy Johnson? Only 10 laps led. Yeah, they do Jimmy dirty in this game. they do Jimmy kind of dirty in this game. I've never really like paid attention to Jimmy a whole lot, but you know, usually because I've never really been racing around him, he's usually up front. But 10 laps led on the season, that's kind of, yeah. The only times he's actually been good is New Hampshire and maybe one of the Pocono races. But New Hampshire is the only time like he was actually up there contending for the lead, and I think that's probably where he led those laps, at New Hampshire. So, but yeah, Jeff Purvis got him some. I think that's his best season. Well, we'll have to make sure we look. So let's go and look at the driver stats. Okay, there I am above Ricky Wawak, or Robin Wawak. I've been calling him Ricky. His name is Ricky. I don't care if his name is Robin. But anyway, let's check ourselves out. 36 starts, 25 poles. We just saw that. 21 wins. 21 out of 36. There was nothing anybody could do with this. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing anybody could do with this. 29 top 5s, my gosh. And 31 top 10s. And even when we didn't finish in the top 10, it was like 11th, 12th or something like that. It was really, really close. So, man. Oh, there was the one race at Texas where the caution came out during the pit stop. So that would have been 32, but like I said, even when we didn't finish in the top 10, we were really close. Average start, 3.7. The average finish of 4.4. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have that record before. I've looked through some of the stats over the years. I'm like, I don't think anyone has anything close. I think some of the closer ones are like an average finish of like in the 6s. But 4.4. Man. Best finish first, 386 laps led, top speed 211 miles per hour. That's at that had to be at Daytona. That had to be at Talladega. I want to say that was at Talladega. So I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have been at Michigan. It might have been at Michigan, but I'm not sure. That's moving. That's moving though. And then we have the lap select. So let's go a deep dive. Let's do a deep dive. 2006 champion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 36 starts. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. So we started this season in 2002. This is the season that no one has seen. Even when this was on my older channel, no one has seen this. So this was a struggle. Now, some of you may not know, I didn't start out running Legend difficulty. I started out running Veteran. And this was still a wake-up call. because when you do season mode, it's obviously a lot easier. You know, like even if you're running on Legend, it's actually a lot easier. But I got intimidated the first time I tried career mode. I got intimidated by it, and then I was like, let me get in the right mindset for this, because it's going to be tough. It's going to be a struggle. So I started out on veteran. I didn't bump it up till to the 2003 season. So this is the one that really nobody has really seen. I think I have a few races recorded from this season, and I'll have to like put like an archive together, and like make some like links or something so you guys can actually see some of this. I'll obviously put a highlight video together for the whole series. So that's going to take some time. That's not going to come out anytime soon, but it will come out. I wouldn't even say this year, maybe January. So we'll see, because it's going to take a while to put all this together. And as you see, we had 2 polls, which is great. I have no idea where those were, to be perfectly honest. No idea where those were. But no wins, no top 5s, 1 top 10, which I think was at Daytona. So that was pretty much the only top 10 that we had. I think, like, when I say Daytona, I mean the Daytona summer race, the Pepsi 400. I almost want to say the Firecracker 400. No, the Pepsi 400. That, I believe that's the only one, because at Daytona, the first time you go to Daytona, you're not going to make it on fuel. Like, that's just the way it is. Unless a caution comes out and helps you out or something like that, you're not going to make it on fuel. So that's why, like, I only got the 1 top 10 at Daytona. Average start 32nd. Average finish 33rd. I made my sponsorship goals quite a bit. I think I only had to finish like 35th or something like that. But this was a struggle of a season. I wrecked so many times. I wrecked so many freaking times during this season. Best finish of 6. Like I said, that's at Daytona. Points, standings, I finished 37th. Is what it is. And only got 1.92 million for that particular year. The rookie year was tough. This one, even though I am statistically better, it was harder. It was harder. This was the first one that I actually started recording, and like the quality is really bad. That's why I never really uploaded it to this channel. But like I said, I'll make sure I have an archive of that stuff so that you guys have access to it. You can watch later on. And if you want to watch the full series from start to finish and all that. But 3 polls. One of those was Daytona, the 500. So that was nice. But yeah, the struggle really hit during this season, because it was like, oh, we're maybe it's not going to be so bad. You know, we got an upgraded car, so hey, it'll not be so bad. No. We started better. Our starts were better. Finishes were here and there, but we just best finish second. That was definitely Daytona. That was definitely the second Daytona race. I was 1 lap away from beating Jeff Gordon. I was 1 lap away from beating him. I got within like a couple of tenths of a second or something like that. I was hunting him down, but I ran out of time. Ran out of laps, couldn't do anything with him. So, did better-ish in the points, got a little bit more money, but this season honestly felt like more of a struggle than the rookie season did. Just because, like, it was struggle bus the whole way. It was struggle bus the whole way. So, it was one of those things, like, I should have expected it once I upped the difficulty that it was still going to be just as hard. So then we got 2004. And 2004 started out really rough. Really rough. But we had a good start, you know, Daytona 500 win. We got a Daytona 500 win, which, you know, that was like our first, you know, that was the first ever win in the series. We won that, and then Rockingham came, and we didn't do terrible, but then, you know, it was like Vegas on, and it was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. We just kept continuously downsliding. And then towards the end of the season, we got a full package sponsorship. That's when we started driving the Rockwell car, the number 21 Rockwell car. and they started giving us a lot more money. We were able to upgrade a lot faster. And then like it was like a 180. And this is also when during this time, What If Racing had started doing his NASCAR Thunder 2003 series, and he was struggle busing for a long time until someone gave him the low downforce setup. So the low downforce setup actually comes from What If, who got it from somebody else, and someone gave him that setup, and you're talking about like complete 180, man. We're not qualifying as well, but man, we're up there running in the top 5, we're running in the top 10. We are just like, we're doing great, man. We're contending for wins at certain tracks and stuff. So 2004 is like, it started rough and then, you know, got a whole lot better. We got 8 poles on the season, 3 wins, 3 of those came at, were those all plate tracks? I want to say those were all plate tracks. Maybe there was one at Michigan or something. I don't remember if the Michigan win was 2004 or 2005. But yeah, 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s, average start of 20th, average finish 20, really 24th, but 26.3. Best finish, I'm saying wins, and we finished 21st in the standings, which was actually our sponsorship goal, if I remember correctly, for the package sponsor. I think that was one of our goals, like we had to be 21st or better, obviously. Or maybe it was 25th. I feel like 21st is kind of an odd number, but yeah, like we turned it around. It was like, man, struggle bus up until like, you know, we got the package sponsor. The setup helped, and then we just started on a tear. And then the 2005 season happened. And I was ready and poised for a championship this year. And it was one of the most hard-fought things. Like I said, this was the season. If you have not watched this season, I mean, obviously, JC, I know you've watched it, and a lot of other people have watched it. But like, if you have not watched, this is your first video, you have not watched my 2005 season, go back and watch that. Go back and watch it. It is nail biter. Absolute nail biter, man. Like, anyway, 20 poles, 11 wins. Most of those came towards the end of the season. Obviously, there was the Daytona one, there was the Talladega ones, but most of those came towards the end of the season, and where we were just on a tear. We were on an absolute tear. And I made a reference to this in the Atlanta race, but the Atlanta race is what cost me. The Atlanta race, because Atlanta, after the 2003 season, Atlanta breaks itself. I don't know why, but it just does. Atlanta just kind of breaks itself, and then you can't compete with these guys on speed or grip whatsoever. So that cost us quite a few points, and then we wound up winning at Rockingham, we won at Phoenix, and we won at Homestead. I mean, we just 3 straight wins, and I think we got within like 17 points or something like that. It was really, really close, like super, super close, and I just, you know, a few positions. It was either 7 or 17. 20 top 5s, 25 top 10s, average start 8.6, average finish 9.2. Dale Jr. had like an average finish of like 7 point something. So he was way more consistent than I was. And he stole a couple of wins as well. You know, he just happened to be around, stole a couple of wins. Finished second in the standings. We went into Homestead third, but the points battle was so close. It was unbelievably close. But we went into Homestead third, and I was like, man, if I could pull something off here, and these guys finished towards the back, like it was going to be tough. Well, I think we went into Homestead third. Maybe we went in second. And maybe we went into Rockingham third. Maybe that was the case. Maybe that was it. Struggling to remember some of this stuff. Obviously, our highest earnings that we've ever gotten up until that point. And then there was just this season. Like I said, we went through this, 25 poles, 21 wins, all of this. Just absolutely destroying it. Ironically, we've made less money. But yeah, that is the stats. What I did want to check on, I wanted to check on a couple of people. So, oh wait, Mike Brown. Let's check on Mike Brown. So, Mike Brown used to be a problem for me. Mike Brown used to be a real problem for me. I notice what time it is, so I'm like making sure. Making sure I'm keeping my eye on the clock here. But Mike Brown used to be a real problem. So he would show up in random races, only raced once in 2003. And he was really one of those fantasy drivers that was just kind of like, just kind of pop in and out there. Only 2 starts in 2004. But I believe 2005 is when he became kind of a problem. Maybe 2004. I remember like there was one race at Bristol where he really just got in the way and held me up badly. And I just couldn't. Bristol's a hard place to pass. It's a hard place to pass. And if I just couldn't get around him, and it was like basically like he was pulling his best Ryan Newman impression. And I've had kind of a chip on my shoulder because of that. I'm pretty sure it was the 2005 season that it happened. Because I didn't have the best qualifying run, and I got to him, and he just, like, would not get out of the way. He was lapped down, which was also ticking me off. But he just would not get out of the way, and he was costing me so much. And just, like, so I've always had kind of like a chip on my shoulder, and he wrecked me at Dover. So that was a thing. That was a thing. So, like, already not liking Dover. But he managed to do that. But he jumped into the 98 car, 98 channel lock car, replacing Casey Kane. So Casey Kane never goes to Hendrick Motorsports, unfortunately. But let's look at how he's done in previous seasons. We're going to really just kind of compare it to the 2005 season because that's the only one he's kind of like run multiple races in. So basically, compared to his 2006 current season, he's had 10 top 10s, which I don't know. I had a feeling like he was actually going to do something in that 98 car. Versus Casey Kane, who just didn't. He just didn't. We have average start of 16, which is pretty close to where he did the year before, but his average finish is obviously much better. His best finishes in the top 5 is he finished 17th versus finishing 40th, and ironically, made more money in 2005. I guess, maybe there's like a recession or something in 2006. It's just like, we're just not making enough money or something. Or maybe, you know what? It's because I was dominating so much that the viewership just went down and, like the earnings, we just didn't get enough money. So that's probably what happened. There was also Amy Hicks in the Greased Lightning. And, oh yeah, Dale Jr. This is also the person that I wanted to refer to and what I was talking about. So let's go back to look at where we finished in the previous year. So we finished second, 6,028. What was Dale Jr. in 2005? So he's 2005 champion. Points. 5350. That what? 5350. And was I looking at the wrong one? Yes, I was. 5318. So 5318, 5350. That's how close it was. That's how close it was. Like we were, man. Yeah, just a few more positions, man. Just a few more positions. But yeah, he was just ridiculously consistent in that 2005 season. You see 16 top 5, 6 wins, a couple of those like he stole, especially one at New Hampshire. 29 top 10s, average finish 7.7. He was just, like I said, ridiculously consistent that particular year. But I did want to look at okay, we got Amy Hicks here. So this is her second full-time season, and previous one she'd only raced a couple of races. So comparing this to her last season, she has 1 pole this season, 1 win that came at Pocono, which was awesome. 2 top 5s compared to 1 top 5. Didn't really place in the top 10 a whole lot.
She had more top 10s in 2005 than just one more. And average starting, like I said, she doesn't really start all that well. The average finish was quite a bit better. One place better anyway. Best finish, like I said, she got one win today. Finished 18th in the standings versus 19th. So she's been consistently down there in that 63 car versus what Shane Hall would have been running this particular car. So moving on, Dale Jarrett. Now this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. So Dale Jarrett won 2004, 2003, and 2002. He three-peated. He three-peated. This man, this man, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. 2002 is obviously like one of his more dominant seasons, it looks like. So 5 poles, 10 wins. 2002 and 2003 are really comparable. 29 top 5s, 32 top 10s. Average start 12.5, average finish of 7. Best finish first, obviously, and just really ran away with the points in 2002. He just really ran away with it. 2003 was a very comparable season. Obviously, 6 poles, 9 wins, 28 top 5s, 32 top 10s again. Average start 12.2, so he started a little bit better and actually placed a little bit better. So he was actually more dominant in 2003 than he was in 2002. Like, he was just ridiculous, man. He was just absolutely ridiculous. And then here's where it started to get a little bit tougher for him, I've noticed. 2 poles, 4 wins. He still won the championship. 4 wins. 25 top 5s, still good. 27 top 10s. Okay. Average start 14.7, average finish 7.2. So he's starting to falter just a little bit, but it was still enough. It was still well enough for Dale Jarrett to win in the 2002 season. But 2005 is like these next 2 seasons are where like he started out really good and was running really solid, and then it just kind of started to just go downhill for him towards the latter half of the season. So 2005, only 1 pole, 2 wins, 17 top 5s, still very good. 29 top 10s, still very good. Average start 11.9, average finish starting to falter a little bit, and he finished 4th in the standings. So 2006, again, started out very strong, and he still was really strong at certain tracks, but him blowing an engine quite a few times here just didn't help. It just didn't help. I think he blew like an engine like almost 2 races in a row, man. Like, just his teammate was doing better, where his engine was lasting better than Dale's was. But no poles this season. I mean, because mainly I got most of them. Well, he didn't really start up front a whole lot anyway. There wasn't even like a lot of poles that I stole from him. So, I mean, he may be up there in the top 5, but not really, you know? So, 3 wins. One of those, like I said, Vegas. There was just no catching him. And I think Rockingham. Did he win Rockingham? I think he won Rockingham recently here. 16 top 5s, still good. 24 top 10s, still good. But like I said, like a lot of this stuff came towards the beginning of the season, and he just kind of falters at the end. Average start 16th, average finish 10th, and like I said, he just started to falter towards the end of the season, and that's kind of what happened there. So, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else to check out here. This might be it. Oh, Jeff Purvis. That's right. I was supposed to check out Jeff Purvis. So let's check out the years for Jeff Purvis. So Jeff Purvis obviously did not start racing for Morgan McClure. I don't think he did. But he only raced 29. He only started 29 times in the 2002 season. Of that, he's got 1 top 5, 1 top 10. Obviously, it's the same thing. Average start of 20th, and average finish of 23rd. Okay. So 2003, he actually improved, running more races, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, average finish around, so average start around 20th still, and then average finish was actually much better, 17th. Best finish was 3rd, finished 16th in the standings. So he actually, so actually these two were his better seasons. These two seem to be his better seasons because he was back here, here in 19th. I mean, he had to contend with Amy Hicks and Mike Brown, which is, was definitely a problem. But looking at where he was, average finish in 20th. So 2004 and 2003 were actually his better season. He did not have a good 2005, but he actually improved in 2006. So that's where he is. That's why I was thinking like, oh, this has got to be one of his best seasons. Not necessarily. He got 7 top 10s, which matches his 2004, season, and 4 top 5s, which is actually his best. 4 top 5. So like I said, running up front more. He's got 1 pole, no wins though. No wins but he's definitely out there putting Morgan McClure on the map. Let's see if there anybody else. I think that might be it. So let's check out some of these rookies. Ricky Wawak was the first one. Yeah, Ricky. Robin Wawak. His name's Ricky. I don't care. 9 starts. So obviously, I think he's just got the most starts and the best finishes out of those starts. But his best finish was 13th. So average start was around 17th. Average finish around 28th. So best finish was 13th. That's actually pretty good for him. That's actually pretty good, especially for like a fantasy driver or a developer rather. That's actually pretty good. We got Cheryl King, Winston Kelly, and Winston Kelly also had 9 starts, but best finish 23rd. He just couldn't put it together. Obviously couldn't put it together. Ricky was definitely the best out of all of them. I think that might be it, guys. That might be it. I can't think of anything else or anyone else. If you want to see anybody, just let me know. This is still going to be up because what I'm about to do is I'm about to go through into the 2007 season, and I'm going to see who retires, and then we'll go from there. And it's about that time anyway. So let's go and get to the new season. Oh, also, even still, obviously they're happy, but rear tire changer is still pissed. I don't know why. He's just, thing is, he's fast. He's fast. It was the front tire changer that actually made the mistake. But as you'll see, like, my team is just not happy. Far be it for me to far be it from anybody to be happy winning the NASCAR Winston Cup Series Championship. I mean, just why would you be happy about that, Anyway, but yeah, the builders, I feel like they've been going down. Let me see the rear tire changer. I think he's going down. I think he was at 47. And yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I honestly don't know what the deal is, but nothing I can really do about it. He's just going to forever be unhappy. I mean, but if maybe that's his motivation. That's why he's so fast. Maybe that's just his motivation. He's just angry all the time. But anyway, like, we haven't had any R&D going for a while because I knew this was my last season, so I didn't bother to do anything. Let me see what we've actually got. We've got pretty much all 4s left. Let's see. AT&T took away my service for a bit. Weirdest no. That's cell phones for you. Rear tire changes needs a psychiatrist. Probably. So the only ones we don't have in the 3s are the downforce and the drafting. Drafting I wasn't necessarily all that worried about. Obviously, like plate races are pretty easy in this game, so wasn't really all that worried about it. Chat, the downforce, I probably could have used a little bit more. But I felt like the car felt good enough. And then there was, tire wear, which we've got immaculate, immaculate tire life. Like there's like once the tires start to wear, even though I'll struggle a little bit, I don't slow down as much as the AI does. The tire grip is either here or there. I could have gone for another upgrade. Engine power and engine efficiency, we were just great there. We were just absolutely great. Let's move on though. But yeah, I didn't bother. So let's jump into the next season. Let's do somebody's stats you wanted to see, JC. I'm going to jump into the next season. Like I said, I can still go back and look if you want me to. But let's jump into the new season. We're not doing the season. I'm not doing any races. I'm just jumping in there, see who retires, what the replacements are, and all that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and do it. Some of your stats will reset. I know. That's fine. Oh. No, it's fine. Let's go and see. All right. So, Bill Sanders, aka Bernie Sanders, has retired, and Joe Moore has retired. So, nothing too interesting there. No, none of the main drivers. These are two not rookies, but like fantasy drivers. Obviously, Joe Moore. We know who Joe Moore is, but like that's pretty much it. Nobody's really retired from the main series. So I was actually kind of expecting it to be Rusty Wallace, but yeah, that didn't happen. So moving on, Joe Moore at 7 starts. Okay, so he was in more than he usually is, but and then Bill Sanders, aka Bernie Sanders, never quite hit that millionaire and billionaire status, so we just move on from there. And that is pretty much it. Do I want to change settings? No, I do not. I'm probably not even gonna save this. So, but that's it, guys. That's it. That is the 2006 season in a nutshell, and that is the end of the NASCAR Thunder 2003 career mode. This is it. Final video. NASCAR Thunder 2003 is going to return in some capacity. Obviously, there's still the 100% races. Joe Moore stopped racing to focus on his pre-race coverage. Yeah. I can see that. Can only do so much, But yeah. This is it. This is the final career mode video. No more career mode after this. This is it. And it's been a ride. It's been one heck of a ride. Obviously, there's still going to be the 100% races that I'm going to be finishing up here shortly. And then after that, I'm not even going to bother doing anymore. I'm not jumping to 2004 or anything like that. I'm not doing that. It's just a little bit too similar for me, and it's a little bit too repetitive, so I'm not going to do that. But Thunder 03 is going to return in some capacity. I'm not going to tell you what the idea is. I'm going to leave it as a surprise. But I think you guys will enjoy it. I think you all will enjoy it. I'm not sure what is going to replace NASCAR Thunder 2003 as of yet, but I'm going to keep my eye out and keep my ear to the ground and continuously look, and maybe I'll find something. I'm pretty sure I will find something. F1 unfortunately just didn't work out, just because the last race I did at Monza just kept freezing on me. And I'll talk more about this in the channel update video, but like it just kept freezing on me, and I can't just be sitting here recording for like 5 hours and not get anything out of it, so and just Codemasters, right? But anyway, this is it, guys. It's been one heck of a ride, and I appreciate all the support that you guys have given this series. It is kind of sad in two different ways because, you know, like eventually I will just be hanging this game up like for good and maybe just playing it, you know, here or there for just S&Gs. But I also know that this is like, these are like the best performing videos on the channel. So that's just the nature of it. The older videos are always going to be the best performing. The older games are always going to be the best performing videos. That's just because, like, we all know that these games were 10 times better than what we get. So, but yeah, it's a bittersweet moment. Glad we won a championship, obviously. But I'm more glad that you guys stuck with me to the end. And I really appreciate it. You guys are the real MVP. So I always say, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. But until then, I'm going to head on out of here. So you know what to do. Drop a like on the video. Leave a comment. Thank you for showing up for the live stream. JC, you're the man, buddy. You're the man. I love you, brother. But yeah, Mike, thanks for showing up earlier. I know, like, you're getting into the playoff race, whatever that race is, you know, at Phoenix or whatever. I know you're getting into that, but thanks for showing up earlier. But yeah, this is it, guys. This is the last video. Till then, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, all that jazz, all that good YouTube stuff, and we'll be seeing you next one. Take care.